Well, hello there. Another day at JKR Builds today. What we're checking out is the old GTH here that we did as a cloner. I've been driving it for the last couple days. It's been driving great, but I noticed driving it during the day, my daytime running lights are on at all times, and I don't like it. I've been messing with the buttons. Seems like you can't get off. I researched it. And the only thing I notice is it comes on when you let down the emergency brake. So, kind of a weird deal how they have that set up. It goes on when you let the brake down. When you pull the brake up, it goes off. So I'm thinking there's a switch inside here. What I want to do is I want to be able to control my lights all the time. Like the parking lights, I would like to drive maybe just with the parking lights on, or just the parking lights and maybe my fog lights. So I noticed when I have the parking brake up, I can control all my lights the way I want to. Like right here, I got my parking lights on. Right here's my fog lights, and right there's my headlights. So if I can somehow disconnect that switch right there, I'll be all good. I'm about to tear that all apart, see what we can find out. I'll show you what I mean by looking at the front there. I'll go ahead and I have my ignition key on the forward right now to start. Pull the brake up, the lights go off. Put the emergency brake down, the lights come on. So if I can disconnect that switch, then I can just run it by manual, by my hand. Right there's my parking lights. Right here's my fog lights. And that's my headlights. Let me see. I could probably just yeah, I can just run the headlights without the fog lights. So yeah, somehow I want to go ahead and find that switch and disconnect that. I think I'm going to go ahead and tear apart that center console and see what we find inside there. What I'm going to do is go ahead and take that shift knob off first. Oh, I don't know everything. I had to look at a video myself too, so. It says to do that. Don't know if you keep twisting this or not. Yeah, that's coming right off. And what we're doing is we're just looking for a switch. There has to be a plug or something somewhere back in this emergency brake here somewhere. You're supposed to be able to pull that off. Oh. I think what I need to do is go ahead and take off this top plate piece here first. So I'll need a Phillips in the 10 mil. Okay, I went ahead and grabbed the screwdriver. I got my two Phillips screws towards the back where the glove box opens. And all I'm doing is I'm prying on the back first. Probably got to pull up the brake. Boy. That does not want to come out. Oh, actually, there's one side. There we go. We got her now. Ooh, that just barely fits. Alright, what I'm looking for here. Aha. I do believe I already found it. That must gonna be a quick fixie. Alright, I'm looking down in here. I bet you that right there, I almost guarantee you that's the switch for them lights. Let's go ahead and try out here. Yep, that's exactly it. How simple is that? Whew. I love it. Simple day today. See, I'll hit that switch, you'll be able to see on the back of that car up there. See, I'm hitting that switch manually. You can see the license plate shining in, off, on and off. So what I should be able to do, just unplug that, and we'll just leave it unplugged. Can't really see how it comes unplugged. Actually, I need a pair of pliers or something probably. I gotta grab both prongs here, top and bottom. I'll go grab some pliers. Alright. I didn't do too good. I tried to get a pair of pliers on there and ended up ripping the wires right out. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut them. We don't need them, right? We don't need them. They're just extra wires. What I'll do is I'll get some black tape and I'll tape those up. Actually, with that being unplugged, oh, that don't work. Okay, I'm opposite. My headlights are on. Okay, so I must have to tie them wires together is what I'm thinking. Alright, we have to rethink this real quick. Okay. What I did is I cut those wires. And I thought by cutting them wires that it would take them lights off, but I guess they gotta be together. Let's try that. Alright, now they're together. See, there we go, that's what we want. That looks like that's gonna do it. So just by taking these off with the emergency brake where that switch is, mount those two wires together. Alright, let's try this again. I thought by unplugging that plug that would take the lights off, but it did not. Anyways, I ended up pulling the wires out of the plug, but it looks like the wires have to actually be touching together. Yeah, they just went off there. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the yellow with the red stripe and the black, twisting them together. That went to the emergency switch down here when you put the emergency brake, parking brake off. That made your daytime running lights automatically came on. So there's my running lights, my headlights, and my fog light. That's the way I want it right there. I want to be in control of my lights, not the car. Alright, we'll try that one more time before I wrap it all up, put the center console back in. So right there should be nothing. That's my parking lights. Then I have my fog lights there and my headlights. Or if I just want my parking light and my headlights, that's what I got. what else can we do here? Parking lights and just the fog lights. That's how I want it to work. Now I'm happy. So what I'll do is I'll put a wire connection on there where I tied them two wires together, and we'll just throw our center console back together and we'll be done. Alright. So that's going to do that. What I'm going to do is just put a electrical plug in there just to tie those two together. And some reason, if we ever want to hook that up, we can just get a new plug down here and just splice it right back in together there. Alright, let me see here. Probably gotta go down with the brake a little bit. There we go. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to reverse the process here. Just that front just snaps in. There we go. Then the back snaps in. Then your two Phillips screws. Well, I like that project. Them lights been just bugging the crap out of me for the last couple days. It just bugs me. I don't know. Driving around at 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's nice and sunny, and I don't want my lights on all the time. I want to look cool like I did back in high school. I want just my parking lights on now and then, or just the fog lights. So. Now I can be cool any way I want. Just parking lights, headlights, parking lights, fog lights, or all three. I figure it would be kind of easy and simple, but yeah. Now that switch is just dead dummy, so alright, all we gotta do is screw this back on. Only problem is, oh, okay, I see. I was gonna say I'm not sure what way that goes on, but or what's front and back, but I guess the shift knob is mounted right to the rubber boot pretty decent, so give it a couple twisties. Starting to get a little tight there. Probably just stop right there. I do believe the back goes in first, then you just push in the front, just like that. And there we got it. Now I'm in control of my lights, not the car. Well, that was a fun, easy project tonight. That was awesome. Okie dokers, another day. What we're doing is we're still working on our lights. I never worked so hard to have lights shut off on a vehicle before. Usually you struggle and you fight to get some lights all wired up so you can turn them on. But what we're doing is we're still trying to get these headlights to shut off, the daytime running lights. We tried a few different things. Well, you'll see in the video we tried to do the emergency brake switch and that did not work. Started going down the road and the buzzard's going off. No cruise control, must be all tied to the wheel sensors or something. Then what I did last night is I came up here with my test light and I found my power light. I turned my key to the on. Then I had the headlights come on. And what I did is I took my test light, found what wire was power for my headlights, and I cut those wires in half. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a wire from power to power and a wire from the dead wire that I cut to the dead wire over here. And I'm going to run a wire from my power to my dead wire to a switch. And I'm just going to be able to turn my headlights on and off when I want them. And I'll be back in control again. That's where we're at. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try go up underneath the dash. I need to run 2 wires up through the firewall. I want to make that look clean. Actually, I want to make all this look clean. So that's what we're working on right now. I'm going to try to jam some wires through that firewall. Well, I tried to run the wires through the dash, the firewall there. Oh, I have a good foot in there, but everywhere I look underneath the hood here, I do not see the wires coming out. So I'm going to jack you up, take the wheel off. It looks like there's a little compartment in there that maybe the wire's coming out. I'm thinking maybe in the fender well area. So we're going to get this jacked up, get that wheel off, pull the plastic down the inner fender well, and see if we see them wires that I jammed up in there. Gotta be careful, don't scratch our new gold paint. And I'm hoping for hold this inner fender well down a little bit. And I'm hoping we'll see some wiring in there. Oh, let's see what we got. Oh, there we go. We have wires. That's exactly what I figured. I figured it was on the outside of the engine compartment, but on the inside of the fender well. So there we go. We found that. Now we just gotta go ahead and find a way to fish those up through there. Try to figure out what I want to do. Oh, light's trying to quit on me. I don't like quitters. Alright. I'll go ahead and see if I can pop another hole there. Alright, now I can get in there to my wire. Try to pull that out. Right here it is. What we're going to do is that's not long enough, so I just put the wire in half so I can make a loop to pull my new wire through here. Should just be like that. Alright. Should be able to just pull on that wire. Just like that, and there he is. And that's the wire that we want to use. So we're going to put our switch on there. I have to see how this comes apart. Feels like it's double plastic or something. We'll have to check that out to mount the switch in. Alright, I'll pull apart that dash down and out of there. We'll see what we have so we can mount this switch. I'm going to mount it like right underneath my light switch here. There's a nice big opening. Looks like right about there where my thumb is. So we'll just go ahead and pop a hole right there. Ooh, almost sucked me right up in there. Need some clearance there, clearance. I'll go ahead and slide that in the back. Okay, I have my wires ran up through the firewall there. All I'm doing is I'm just wrapping it up here in a little bit of electrical black tape to make it look all nice and pretty. Recycling some old boat marine wire. It's not exactly the color I want. It's kind of pink, kind of stands out when you pop the hood, so we're gonna dress it up in some black electrical tape. All right. Let's see what we have going on here. Okay, I pretty much got my wires up through the dash. I'm up to this point, my driver's side headlight. And I roughed 2 wires to go over to the other headlight. I'm just gonna try out. Make sure I don't get ahead of myself there. Okay, looks like they're on. No. So I can turn them on and off. See, that's on. So the ignition is on right now. So normally the daytime running lights come on right then and there. So I can hit the switch and turn them off. And then when I want them on, I just flip them on. Parking lights. Make sure the other side is working. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're getting it. Then we should have some fog light action if I want that. Oh yeah, in case we get in deep fog. There we go. So I do believe we got her. All we gotta do is just keep moving on. Now I'm gonna have to take off this radiator plastic cover here to run my 2 wires up underneath there, and that should be about a wrap. Get this cover off here. These are just some push-in plastic Christmas trees, I think they call them. I'm sure everybody calls them different. I'm liking it. Finally, I'm in control of my lights on my car instead of my car being in control of my lights for me. Take this right off. Oh yeah, that'll work out good. There's a wire loom harness that's going right from this side right to that side, so we'll just try to wrap it right up in there and we'll call her good. Okay, I think we just about got this wrapped up here. I got all my wiring in. Just gonna put this cover back on. And I'm gonna be in control of my headlights on my car. Sometimes I get too crazy, I don't know why, but that was just bugging the crap out of me. I just didn't like the daytime running lights on all the time, so Googled it numerous times, couldn't find no information on it. So I took it upon myself to figure it out. So hopefully this will not cause any type of damage. It shouldn't. I don't think so. All I'm doing is cutting the power off with a toggle switch on the dash to the daytime running lights. So that one don't want to go in there. The only other thing that it might do is it might kill the battery. I don't know. But let's see, if I turn it back on when I turn the car off, it shouldn't kill the battery, but I don't think it will. Alright, let's do one last check. And I think we got her. Turn my key forward. And my headlights are on. I don't want them off, or I don't want them on because I'm driving northern today. I just hit that switch. Just like that. Then I can just run my parking lights and my fog lights exactly how I want it. Awesome. I do not see a problem with that at all. So I'm going to say that's a wrap. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. I thank you. And until next time, we'll see you.